Well, Jack, you managed to cheese off every West Brom supporter last weekend. You hoping to do the same with the Preston fans this weekend?
Well, judging based off of the reaction I got, it was quite entertaining, so maybe, we'll never know, but yeah, it was a good laugh.
Fair to say, you enjoy winning, don't you? And that's what this is about now, this run in these 11 games, that's what it's about.
Yeah, we know that's how it has to be, and we've got, 11 games now to put everything right. We just have to, go for it, not fear a thing, because I don't think we have anything to lose really. We just have to be positive and go for it.
Your colleague Will Lansher in here last week was saying how obviously you don't like the situation you're in, but he felt most of you were actually relishing the challenge. Is that true of yourself personally?
Yeah, I'd say so. That's what we have to do as pros in this situation. There's no moment where we can dwell on certain results that potentially haven't gone our way, or on the opposite end of the spectrum where we're too happy with a win. It's just got to kind of be at that level where we know we've got a job to do, and we have to do it by all means, and I think that's the attitude that everyone has, like you said.
There was a real togetherness I felt with the West Brom game. What did you take from the game beyond the 3 points that were obviously so crucial?
Yeah, for us mainly it was about our solidity and sort of being compact as a team, not letting teams play through us, and it showed now quite a bit actually that if we're compact, if we're together as one, we're not going to get beat easily, and we've shown that for a couple of results. Middlesbrough as well was a prime example of us being sort of compact together and strong as a unit, which we have to maintain.
You've been quite consistent in the performances, at least on the road. The way that you are and that compact nature that you talked about when it works, does that almost lend itself to away games?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think when you go somewhere else, the fans are going to be against you, especially if it's a place miles away like Preston or Middlesbrough. You've got to almost expect them to be on you. You've got to expect you to be under the cosh, and the way kind of the teams have set up this year have been a lot of possession based, and potentially we haven't. So for us it's important that we take confidence from the home games, and we have to use that and not go away from what made us good at home away.
Have you enjoyed this week because of the win? I guess as a footballer, like if you were a brickie or working on a farm, when the sun comes out, it must be a slightly easier and nicer lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%. It makes you wake up in the morning. You don't have to, walk a mile to your car. It's just nice. It just makes a difference. Everyone's in a good mood. However, when it comes to the games, I think as a team we kind of do favour, the days that potentially are a bit windier, a bit wetter. So this will be nice for us. Hopefully, get the ball moving, start playing proper football.
And the nature of the squad now, there does feel to be as much competition. Even though you've lost players like Brian de Keersmaker, there's as much competition as there's been all season.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the size of our squad. For one, it's massive. So making sure that we're all together, we all have a one goal, is the biggest thing. There'll be disappointed people week in, week out. We've accepted that. However, we know that the standard that we set for ourselves has to be high enough, and everyone's got to be on board with the plan, or else we're not going to get where we want to.
And your own confidence, Jack, after the season, your first season in the Championship. I mean, you look quite confident at the end of the game against West Bromwich Albion, but you can't do that if you're not feeling like you're playing well.
Yeah, I guess I think I play well if the team's playing well. It's kind of vice versa, really. I know what I can give to the team personally, and I think that helps us get some results, but also I like to be the one to sort of make people, give them energy on the ball, help them out, and just make their lives easier, so we can give it to the players that are probably better on the ball, and then they can do their bits.
You mentioned energy though, but some of these matches look pretty energy sapping. Yeah. Fair to say you're even, you've become even fitter as a footballer because you've had to adapt to life in the Championship.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. It's a big step up. Every step up I've taken so far in my career has been a massive change. But I think having the string of games that I've played individually over the past however many seasons has put me in a good stead to make sure that I'm fit enough for seasons, no matter the level.
And just finally, do you go to Deepdale and sense the opportunity is there rather than the challenge?
Yeah, 100%. We have to, whether we like it or not. It's a case of, we know potentially their form hasn't been amazing. We know we've been on the ascendancy. So I think
that hasn't always worked in your favour.
I know exactly. However, we're in a stage now where, whether we like it or not, as I said, we've got to get these results, and every game's an opportunity for us. The more we can tick off, the more we can get points, start climbing. It showed last week, when things go our way, it's not actually that far off as it might have seemed like a little while ago. So we always take the little positives like that as players. You take that little bit of confidence. The managerial staff, I'm sure, take that bit of confidence. So we just have to keep building on that. That's exactly it.
Best of luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi Jack. Obviously performed really well last season in League One with Leyton Orient, and very quickly, sort of seamlessly established yourself as a first choice left back here. You've spoken about it a bit already, but how have you found that step up? Yeah,
I found it challenging, to be fair. The first month or two, I was kind of getting used to the level, the demands on the body, which for anyone making the step up is a big challenge. However, I thought I've done that to the best of my ability. I've always pushed myself. I've always wanted to be on the front foot in terms of my development. So I think these are all opportunities to keep pushing on.
Yeah, beginning to establish yourself as a bit of a fan favourite, I gather, on social media and in the stands and that sort of thing, I'm sure. Like antics on Saturday and on Twitter and stuff helps your case, doesn't it? Yeah,
look, it's nice to feel love wherever you go, in any job, any mean of life. If you're loved, you get confidence from that. So it's nice just to know that what I'm doing, I've not done anything special, not done anything that I haven't been doing before. It's just who I am, really, and it's nice to see that people are backing it, and I take confidence off, say, for example, the fans being lively, them being up for a game. It feeds into us players. We can really feel it. And for me, I just want to keep being consistent, and that's all I'm thinking about.
Do you enjoy that sort of playful side of it, not taking the game too seriously or not taking yourself too seriously?
Yeah, you have to. Look, I've always kind of been that sort of character that potentially hasn't taken things seriously off the pitch, but when it's go time, when you have to properly sort yourself out and focus up, I'm always one of the first to do that, and I think it keeps a healthy balance.
And it's been coming up on 2 months with Matt Bloomfield in the door now. How have you been getting on with him? How well equipped do you feel going into the last 11 games?
Yeah, he's great. Look, he's brought a new energy that I think we've all felt around the camp. So it's really important that we give back to him the trust that he's shown in us to perform, and the way he's set up, it favours us. And we've all looked at it and been confident with how he's wanted us to play, and I think we just need to maintain it because it's been getting us results. So whatever opinion people have on him, we're getting results, and I personally really like the way he works, like the way he trusts players that are doing well. So we have to keep that up.
Yeah, and saw out big 3 points, especially in the second half on Saturday. Obviously West Brom scored not too long before half time. Is that something you're going to have to replicate, that mentality and that solidity? Yeah,
of course we do. Look, every game comes with its own challenges, and West Brom, they were on the up when they scored their goal. I think it was just before or after half time. Just before, yeah. So exactly. So you kind of take that, and there's been times this season where we've gone under, to be brutally honest. So it's nice that we're coming together mentality wise. We've been a lot more solid, and we've not looked at any of these setbacks as an issue, and we've seen out games which we've had to do basically all year.
Well, thanks, Jack.
Cheers, guys.